So look, I am 31 weeks along now, and I thought perhaps it was time for me to pack my hospital bag. Not that I'm expecting to go anytime super soon. Both Zach and Isla came at 39 plus 5. So I'm expecting that somewhere in that 39th week is when I'll probably go into labour. Please, 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 please. If you know my birth stories, I had to be induced with Zach. My waters broke and were full of meconium, so I didn't actually go into labour naturally. That's why I'm like, please let me go into labour naturally. But look, because it's my third, I thought what a great opportunity to share what I'm actually going to be packing to take to hospital. Because I remember with Zach, I had this same bag. I just don't have a smaller one, so I'm going to use the same one as I did. But it was packed to the absolute brim. I couldn't get into anything, and I didn't use half of it anyway. So it was such a waste of time. So I'm just going to run through exactly what I am packing for myself. So first of all, I'm going to pack something to come home in, just in case, you never know what state you're going to rock up to the hospital in. Zach's birth is testament to that. So you need another change of clothes potentially to come home from the hospital in. So I am packing because I'm going to be giving birth towards the end of March. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler because I'll be packing for that. So I'm actually packing some of my really simple black comfy maternity tights. And that's because you will still look and feel about 6 months pregnant. Well, most of us. Some of you may be those beautiful, genetically blessed ladies that barely look like they've carried a child. But for me, I look about 6 months pregnant. I want to be comfy, so I've got my black tights. Very forgiving as well. I've also got here, should put it the right way out, just do that back up. A trusty black Bonds breastfeeding singlet. Again, functionality and comfort are key. So that goes in there too. As well as that, I will be packing just a nice long cardigan. I want to cover my butt just in case there are any accidents coming home from bleeding. Basically, I bleed a lot. Plus, hospitals are pretty much temperature controlled, so it doesn't really matter what time of year you give birth. You can generally bank on the fact that there's going to be air conditioning and you may get cold, so you want to have something to keep you warm. And last but not least, I may or may not use it, just got a nice lightweight black scarf. So this is one of the greatest, most versatile things a new mama can have in her wardrobe, because I've already got pretty much the new mum uniform with the tights, the breastfeeding singlet, and either like a kimono or a long cardigan. But this is fantastic for hiding any spews when you're out and about. So you look classy as fuck while you're out there, and then you can cover any spew. That's my tip for any first-time mums. Always have a scarf handy. All right, so that's for me. I've also got a really comfy, lovely a nightie. Now this was like about $12 from Kmart. So I just went up a size. It's got the V-neck, which means it is simple and easy to breastfeed in. It is soft, it is stretchy. I'm wearing it at the moment to cover my bump. It's great, and I'll be able to breastfeed in that. I will be sitting in that while I'm in the hospital, and that will pretty much be my uniform while I'm in there. What next? The bit we all love to talk about. I'm packing about 6 pairs of dark granny undies. Now you want them to be comfortable, but you want them also to be firm enough and covering enough to hold those maternity pads in place. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. That was probably one of the greatest pieces of advice I was given. was to get these like full brief granny undies ahead of time. I'm also going to pack, I've got a couple of nursing bras. Now with that nightie, I probably won't even wear the bra, it'll just be to come home in. And on top of that, I've also got, these are the SRC recovery shorts. Now I didn't have these for after Zach, but I bought them and I got them secondhand, so I got them at a bit of a bargain, and I bought them before I had Isla. And because my two are only 18 months apart, it means that I fell pregnant with Isla just before Zach was 9 months old. So I hadn't fully recovered from my pregnancy and birth with him before I was pregnant again. And oh my Lord, did I feel the difference when I had these on in, you know, the control around my tummy and being able to just even get in and out of the hospital bed. So I really highly recommend them. They help to hold everything together and give you a bit of support. And I know that they've been really recommended for women that have had C-sections, though I've heard it can sort of irritate because of where it sits, but it will come up and help to hold you in. And as far as I'm concerned, this is some of the best money I've ever spent. They just go underneath your clothes. I'll be wearing them underneath my my nightie, and as much as possible as I can, basically anytime I'm at home for those first few weeks with Bub. Really, really fantastic. And that's it that I'm packing for me. Apart from some snacks, which I will add closer to the time, like things like maybe some nut bars, fruit, other bits and pieces like that. Oh no, actually I do have a couple more things for me. Oops. Maternity pads, given you will need these. The other thing, I've got 7 pairs in here, and I've got another set, but I'm just taking the one set with me of my bamboo nursing pads ready to go. And this is absolutely key for me. I have got these funky looking things, which are my bra warmers. So these are the bigger size. These are for when I'm at home or in hospital and it doesn't matter who sees me. And then I've actually got a smaller size for when I'm out and about. They're just a little bit more discreet. The larger size is probably the right size for me because it covers more of the breast. But if any of you are familiar, have seen me talking about breastfeeding, or read my blog on it, you'll know that I suffer from Raynaud's, and it's a circulatory condition, and basically it affects my hands and feet during the winter. But when I'm breastfeeding, it actually affects the nipple. So the trauma of a little one on the breast causes the blood vessels to, they basically spasm and then constrict. So it stops completely the blood flow to the tissues in the nipple. And as you can imagine, when you're not getting blood to tissues, it means you're not getting any oxygen to tissues, and those cells start to die. And then after, it can be for some a couple of seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. For me, it's minutes that this blood isn't getting through. And then when the blood does start to come through, back through, it is just this excruciating pain. It is just, I can't explain it. It's like having a lit match held up to the nipple. So one of the best things that we can do is to keep that whole area warm and keep that blood flowing, and it really encourages that blood flow and it stops some of that constriction. So for me, these are like just so important. So I'm going to pack both pairs. Never want to be without them. Pop them in there. And now that's it for me, because I'm fingers crossed. I mean, we never know what we're going to get, but both my births so far have been vaginal births, and I've stayed 2 nights and come home. Because this is my third, and because I know what absolute hell that second night is, and I really don't want to be in the hospital environment this time round, I want to be home for night 2 and just bonding with my baby. I've discussed it with my hubby, and he's really happy with the idea too, that I will stay no more than 24 hours. I will stay overnight the first night and then be discharged on the second day, providing everything goes well. I mean, and you can only prepare as much as you possibly can. So that's why even this is probably overkill, really. But now I'm going to show you what I've got for Bub. So I have 4 little teeny tiny singlets. Oh, they're so cute. So I've got 4 of them. And I've just given away what we're having. Not that it's a huge secret, I've just been like not telling everyone. In case it is really hot, I don't know why, but this is what I brought Isla home in, and it's just the cutest little thing. So I've got this just in case, so that's 4 zeros. And then I've got another 3 full length onesies. And that's only because if there is poo, wee, anything, and they need to be changed. I don't actually expect that I will go through all 3. If you're anything like me, I expect maybe 1 or 2 of these outfits. And you'll notice that I have got everything that's either press stud or zip the whole way. Babies just hate things going over their head. So save yourself the hassle, save yourself the heartache, and just zips all the way. I will not buy anything that does not have a zip on it till about size 00 or up. It is just not worth the hell. I've got, probably not really needed, a couple of bibs. And then that's pretty much it, apart from some nappies. And one thing I forgot, no, I need to get some wipes. That's it. But look, remember that your hospital will provide you with so much of this stuff. They'll basically have everything there if you don't have enough clothing for Bub, if you're in there longer than you expect to be. They always have nappies. So if you run out, I mean, most ask you to bring your own. This is probably overkill, but it's just because it's all nice and neatly packed. We will be doing some cloth nappies, but I'll show you one of them. We've got a whole heap of these pea pod ones, which are very, very cute, but we've got the one size fit most, and you can't actually make these ones small enough to fit a newborn. And I did toss up getting some, but particularly for at least that first week or so, definitely the first couple of days, those meconium poos are very like sticky and tar, and I just feel like it would be really difficult to get them out of these nappies. So I'm just going to save these, and pretty much from when they're into size 3 zeros and up, these will work. And they're fantastic, and I've probably got 30 of these, so I can always have them on rotation, which I'm pretty excited about. So I'm only really planning to use disposables for the newborn phase, and then I'll probably have just a few at each other size for when we're out and about, and maybe it's a little bit less practical to be taking home the disposables, depending on what we're doing. But that's my hospital bag. That's my hospital bag packed, nice and light, not too much in it. And I'd love to know what you're packing in yours, whether you've perhaps gone a little bit crazy and got a bit excited, or if you're thinking that there are some essentials that I might have forgotten. I'd love to hear from you. All right, see you guys.